What's up?
What are you working on?
I'm working on a fitting.
Fitting for what?
A pressure washer. This week on Diesel Masters.
Apparently this truck was involved in a shootout.
So Cass caught on fire.
Ah, watch your face. 10 years ago, my wife and I started this thing with my parents' barn and no electricity. We really made our mark by fixing problems and helping people. Now we've grown to 155,000 square feet with electricity, 40 employees, and more than enough characters. My mentor is an industry guru, and he's helping me to get this company hitting on all 8 cylinders. This is a story way too crazy to make up. We are the Diesel Masters. So this is that video I was telling you about of the guy that actually broke the land speed record.
Yeah.
Towing a trailer. At like 142 miles an hour.
That's really fast.
Yep.
What is he? Oh, Duramax?
Yeah.
Just to let you guys know, my wife is 39 weeks pregnant, so every time my phone buzzes, I kind of get a little patter in my heart. I get a little excited, so could happen anytime. Just letting you know, if I get a phone call, it's okay. I might panic. You guys don't panic. That's all it is. It's gonna be fine.
With a... Yo!
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Adam.
What's up, man?
What are you guys doing?
I was showing him the video, this land speed record of this guy with a helmet on his head that has no roll cage that is going 142 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah, my buddy Jason. I was there for that. That was a fun day.
You know Jason?
Yeah, he's a really good friend of mine. One of my best friends, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was some scary stuff.
That thing gets squirrely on him. I mean, 142 miles an hour.
Right.
That's going to leave a lot to pick up.
I mean, they planned a lot, but it was definitely a very dangerous day.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Scary little day.
That's,
Hey, guys, I just got a text from Dylan. He said we just got a truck in the shop that was involved in a shootout.
Wait, serious?
Yeah, and it's not running now.
We go check that thing out?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Does not look like what I was expecting.
So he said all the bodywork's been repaired.
Okay.
But it took 2 rounds straight through the front grill.
nice.
It looks like a brand new grill.
Yeah, but he was having a misfire.
No pun intended.
Now-
It took me a second.
Customer brought his truck in, said it had been involved in a shootout, taking a whole bunch of rounds to the front and the side. It's best in those times not to ask any questions, I've learned in my experience.
Let me pop that cover off.
What is that?
It's called a relay. It relays things. Hey, can I have your pocket knife? Thanks.
So you're going to take the cover off that relay and just activate it on your own?
Cass and I have a love-hate relationship. Put the emphasis wherever you like. He gets a lot of ideas, a lot of really fun ideas. So I guess we'll just see where this one takes us.
There it is. Thank you. All right. So that, my friend, is a sign of our people. It's called low compression.
There's a lot of pressure coming out of there. If there was a hole in the block, we wouldn't have it coming out of the top. We wouldn't have compression coming out of the oil filter.
You'd have it coming out the side of the block.
Right.
So if the piston's cracked every time it comes up, it's obviously compressing all the oxygen that's on top of the piston, but it can't do that now, so it can't build heat. So if you start the truck now, what you're going to see is white smoke out the tailpipe. If you're seeing white smoke coming out the tailpipe, the auto ignition temperature of diesel fuel is 430 degrees, right? So it has to hit 430 degrees to ignite. The way that works is through combined gas law, as the piston comes up, it's compressing all the molecules together. And it's kind of like guys being in a subway, right? You cram the subway really, really packed tight. What happens is it gets hot inside the subway because of all the body heat. The molecules work the same way, except they're rubbing up against one another. When that takes place, the injector fires the fuel into the cylinder. what happens is the explosion takes place. But the problem with it is right now, those people are escaping out the side door of the subway.
They're going through the piston instead
It's
of
going through the piston. So now, when the piston's coming up, all that gas is going back into the crankcase. So that's the reason why when you saw, obviously, him taking the cap off, that's what blow-by is concerned. That's the definition of it.
blow-by is common with a really old engine when the rings wear out, but you split the piston and create an artificial age.
Yeah.
Right. And we'll know more when the head comes off. That's going to tell everything.
Either way, cab's got to come up, right?
Right.
Man, that's a bummer though. I really wanted to see what it would take to kill an engine with a bullet.
I got an idea. I'll get something ready for you guys and we'll find out how many bullets it actually would take.
How many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
Well, the world's fixing to find out.
All right. I'll let you guys know when I get the cab up.
Sounds good, man.
So that engine's obviously hurt. Ethan's gonna tear it apart. We'll find out exactly what it is. I'm pretty sure we all know it's got a split piston. But man, I really wanted to see what was gonna happen when you put a bullet through that thing.
Hey, Kaz.
Hey,
How's it going?
it's
You
going.
look miserable. What's going on?
Something I've been working on for a good while. It's going.
That's good. Okay. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
we have something that's not.
There's a lot of things we have that's not going.
I know. I was thinking about the excursion that we have. We've had it there probably about 2 years, just sitting back there in our shop.
Yeah.
What's the plan?
Why is it that whenever you start thinking about something, it means me getting rid of something?
Because we have a lot of stuff we need to get rid of, maybe?
Yeah.
Do you think we could sell it? Because, you know, we're building that house, and I'd like that money.
Seriously, I got some solid plans for it. I've just hadn't had a chance to do it. I'm going to get around to it, though.
Okay, you know, I just don't want to keep it if you ever do get it going, because I get tired of that black smoke pouring in on us and the 3 children.
It builds immunity. It's good for them. It teaches them to be strong.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad we had this talk.
I'll think about it.
Okay. All
I'll
right.
let you know. I'll come up with something.
Okay.
All right.
Get back to your project.
Thanks.
The excursion ended up happening because a customer brought his vehicle in. It needed a new engine. Kaz had decided, let's go ahead and just build an engine for this excursion. And I'm, at this point, I think 4 months pregnant. He ends up putting a 900 horsepower engine in the vehicle, which is pretty excessive.
It was a lot of fun while it lasted, but the stock transmission, it didn't like the 900 horsepower.
One of our first trips was to Gatlinburg, and it broke down. All the lights on it was just flashing, and I was frustrated. I think I was 5 or 6 months pregnant. It was so hot.
When you put electric fans and a lift pump on the truck, the factory alternator can't handle it. And of course it's going to break, and it's going to do it when you're on vacation.
I was on the side of the road once, about 10 miles from the shop. I think at that point I was 8 or 9 months pregnant, and then I would just cry. I'm done with this. It's just done.
I haven't got around to fixing that yet, but I am going to fix it. I've been busy. We had kids, we built a house, we built a shop, we built an apartment. So I hadn't had time to fix the training, but it's on my list to do. I'm going to get it done. It's going to happen. Seriously. It will. I think.
You in it? Hey,
Hey man, what's up?
how much? What are you working on?
Well, I'm working on a fitting.
Fitting for what?
A pressure washer.
Do I want to know?
The less you know, the better. I was actually thinking, Aubriana came to me the other day, and she has been driving me nuts about selling the excursion.
Yeah.
And I've done a ton of work to that thing. And I really hate to sell it.
Of course. Yeah.
But I was watching that video the other day, and it kind of gave me an idea. The land speed record when you were in here.
Oh yeah, Jason's deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts if we took and repurposed the excursion?
I mean, first thought is, do you want to die in excursion?
Okay, it's over to the back of the shop.
So we'll look at it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go for a walk.
So this is it.
How long has she been back here?
Long enough for some things to grow inside of it.
Really?
But they've stolen a few parts off it, I see.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a parts donor vehicle for some time. I mean, the engine looks good though. You got a lot of good parts on there.
I mean, it's got a 472 Charger on it. It's got big injectors on it. It's got aluminum cylinder head. I'm thinking the amount of power it's going to take to get this thing to speed. Pulling that trailer. I mean, how much horsepower did you guys have?
The truck they built for it was 1,600 horsepower dynoed plus at least 2, if not 3 kits of nitrous on it, and they did not dyno it with the nitrous. We're gonna need well over 2,000, I would think. Because he said it was barely moving 120 to 140.
We definitely got our work cut out for us.
Yeah.
Because I want to keep the 6-liter. And I know it's crazy.
Okay.
I get it. It's crazy. But, I mean, that really makes more of a statement. I mean, if you've got a Ford, swapped it with a Cummins, then, I mean, sure, you can do that. That's easy.
All right, so that's its own problem. We've got a brick, towing a brick to 140 miles an hour. And this thing's heavy too.
I love your optimism.
Hey man, you know me, I point out problems. We can do it. I don't know, I still don't know that this is the right thing. It's heavy and it's not aerodynamic in any way.
You know, the best ability, availability.
Yeah, this is true. I think we should talk to Jason. That was his project all the way through.
Let's see if we can get him over here and at least get him on the phone.
All right,
So we're doing this?
we're doing this, right?
Either that or sell it, and I'm not selling it.
No,
So
you're not selling. Yeah, let's do it.
we're doing it.
I love it.
You want to break the news to Aubrey on her, or should I?
I'm definitely not doing that. I'm not touching that one. No, that's all you. All right.
Cool. Let's try it.
Yeah, let's figure it out.
Trying to make a boy argue.
This is Jason.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. How you doing?
Oh, doing all right.
So I walked into the office and Cass and Ethan here were watching your land speed record video. It excited them to the point where we're thinking about doing it.
All right.
We're thinking about trying to break your own record.
Sure, I can help. Good to know that there's going to be someone else actually out there doing a legitimate attempt. You know, I think the record can be pushed another 20 miles an hour easily, probably. Just with more aerodynamics than we had, because we just did it with horsepower.
We've got an excursion. Cass has an excursion. It's his wife's car. What do you think about using an excursion?
Well, that would solve the camper shell equation. I think it's interesting you're trying to do it with a 6-liter. You must really like a challenge.
That's definitely true.
No reason in doing something if it's easy.
All right, that'll get you nowhere.
But and weight really doesn't matter compared to top speed.
What were you fighting when you hit 141? What was it that was a limiting factor at that point?
Just aerodynamics. I mean, our trailer was just a big round box. That trailer was pretty rough because it was 12 feet by 12 feet, so it was 144 square feet that we were trying to move through the wind. I wasn't really accelerating anymore after 142-ish. I was pretty much maxed out.
So you hit the wall at that point.
Yeah, aerodynamic wall, and the less aerodynamic you are, the sooner it comes. So we tested on fuel only, and it would only go 127. So that 127 to 141 was all nitrous. That was what made the difference. And the truck dynoed at 1,008 to the wheels with no nitrous. So we figured the nitrous probably added at least 300 or 400 to the wheels.
I was way off. I thought you had dynoed that thing at 1,600 on fuel.
No, we were probably 14 to 15 on nitrous.
So you think it's doable, though?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely doable. I think maybe we do it a little smarter than we did it. What's your thoughts on it? I mean, do all the power numbers and everything go in line with what you thought you'd need?
Well, I mean, he kept saying 1600, and I was thinking, boy, that's going to be tough.
I was very wrong.
So
1600 maybe, but like a very efficient 1600.
You're good with us involving you and calling you in the middle of the night and asking you questions and whatnot?
But yeah, I'm excited for you guys to take on the attempt, should you choose to do so.
I'm
It's,
pretty sure we've chosen to do so.
And of course, all of it needs to be documented well so the Guinness people are happy.
I think we've got a lot to think about.
Right.
thanks a bunch, Jason.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.
No problem. Good talking with you guys.
You too.
See ya.
So we got off the phone call with Jason, and he definitely has a lot of ideas exactly how this thing should be done. Some things that I'm really concerned about is the engine holding together for that long. That's going to be extremely tough. We're going to really have to think a lot harder, and we're going to have to stretch our imaginations to make this thing come alive and stay alive. But now Ethan's got the cab in the air. Pretty sure that it is a split piston, but we'll get over there and see if there's fuel still getting in the cylinder and not burning.
We have a winner.
Winner, chicken dinner.
So why is that one wet? What does that mean?
Well, you know, sometimes you just can't make it to the bathroom when you got to go.
Thank you.
You're
Yes.
welcome.
So what does it mean here?
Oh, sorry. The piston has a crack in it because fuel's getting on top of the cylinder, and there's not enough heat to burn the fuel in the cylinder. So basically, that's the residue of unburnt fuel through lack of heat that's in the chamber. So that being said, something's causing a loss of compression. And judging by the blow-by, if you had like a valve that was sticking open, you wouldn't have the blow-by. You would just have low compression. But because it has the blow-by that we know that it had the other day, it's cracked piston, and it's a number 4. So the next step is the sky's in for an engine. There's really no sense in trying to patch this thing together. It'd be much wiser just to go ahead and let's pull this thing down and completely rebuild the engine, machine everything, put it back to better than factory specs, and get it back on the road. Now, one thought though is that we can do a lot better than what the factory did. So one thing we want to do is while we're in there, let's go ahead and talk to our friends over at Total Seal. They've got some one-piece rings that are gapless rings for the diesel stuff. Biggest issue that we have with these trucks is fuel getting in the oil. And if we can keep that from happening, we can make the bearings live a lot longer. So while we're in there, we'll upgrade the piston rings to their gapless rings, and we'll get them some better conservation of the migrating of the fuel.
Would you use the same pistons, or would you go with new pistons?
Oh no, we're going with different pistons for sure. We'll also talk to our friends over at UEM and see what they can cook up for us and get us something that won't crack. Once we get this down, I'll kind of explain to you why it cracked, where it cracked, and I can guarantee you the location of the crack. It'll be right over the exhaust valve every single time.
What's up?
Because of the heat. We'll also get with our friends over at Mahler and check and see if they've got anything available. They got some forged pistons that we can use when we go back with. They'll take a lot more abuse than what the factory piston would. And we can do some thermal coating too. So that'll help from any issues with this heat. It kind of keeps the heat on top of the piston instead of being absorbed in the piston. So we'll look at that. Catch you later. So we're really hoping that we're going to find a lot more than what we did with the engine that had supposedly been in a shootout. So what Ethan and Adam don't know is that I've got this engine sitting around the barn. I mean, we're diesel guys, right? This thing's a 305. It's a gas burner. As far as I'm concerned, the only things that should be powered by gasoline are weed eaters and chainsaws. So I got no problem sending this thing flying through the air. So Adam's bright idea was to hang it from the tree. I mean, he hangs it at the very tip of the limb. I knew it wasn't gonna work. The whole time I'm sitting in there talking to my son, telling him this isn't gonna work, this isn't gonna work. It was hot as it could be down there. We're in the bottom of the field, we're getting eaten up by mosquitoes. And the 30, 45 minutes that we spent hooking it up, I mean, it sounded like a good idea when we started out. And I know just as soon as I back up with the tractor, this thing's coming down. But whatever, you know, I admire his optimism and, you know, his persistence. So I'll go along with it.
So Adam thought it was going to be a good idea to somehow put tension on this dead tree way over here with the tractor, pulling the engine up I'm not a mathematician, but anybody could have made that mistake, so yeah.
We go to pull it, and I know this thing's coming down. Watching it fall and seeing the look on his face, that was worth the extra time it took just to see him climb up on top of the tractor. The kids got a good laugh out of it.
Man, that tree was this big around. I honestly did not think it was going to come down like that.
And then somebody had the bright idea to go ahead and put the engine up on the bottom of the dump so that we can shoot at it from there. I was really hoping that we were going to be able to kill the engine while it was running. So I make the fitting, we put it on the fuel pump, I'm ready to run this thing, and he hands me this little short hose of fuel line to go all the way from the fuel pump to the carburetor. I look like Doc Emmett Brown with Back to the Future trying to connect the electrical cord. So none of that worked. I had to resort to what I had was a pocket knife and a gallon of gasoline in a milk jug. So we did what we could. The rest is history.
All
right, so we're gonna want guns in place. This thing may blow up because I just dumped a bunch of gas. Apparently the gasoline, at some point in time, had gotten on my foot or on the ground and I rubbed it on my foot. I'm not really sure. Well, that's not good.
So Cass caught on fire. Some days at work, you're never gonna forget. Not that it was good, it was bad. I was scared. It was pretty awful, but it happens, you know.
That's, watch out, there's gas.
I need to get that away from there.
Watch out, that's really not good now. Throw dirt on it. Well, that's great.
Because everyone knows that, you know, when there's flammable liquids on fire, the first thing you do is step on them and kick them around.
Oh, that was gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
The gas
melted. Watch your feet. You're on fire.
I know. I'm okay. Thank you. All right.
It'll burn itself up.
I don't know why it's not starting though. That's the bigger question.
So there's a whole slew of weaponry that was brought out to try and kill this 305. Everything was on fire at one point. None of us were thinking clearly. It was hot. We were all dehydrated.
Oh gosh. All right. Ah, shoot. Everything was going around. All I remember is running like the wind because the fire was stuck to my leg. All I know is before they started shooting, I wanted to get out of there. Woo! So we really didn't know what was going to happen. Ethan shot it with a 22. Next thing I know, I see Braveheart running towards the engine while it's on fire, shooting it with a longbow.
Oh, come on, you need to go and use it. What are you doing?
There's a lot of gasoline. Look at him go with his hair, flowing in the wind. Looks like Braveheart.
I missed after all that.
So, I know you guys were impressed. I don't think it did any damage, but I mean, you saw the footage. You saw how awesome it was. I don't even need to say anything else.
That oil pan?
No, the strap. Somebody nailed it.
I think that was mine.
Somebody shot the spark plug off of it. There's a lot of gas soaked on it. It's on fire from the inside. Do you see that?
I'm actually kind of amazed that that tiny little slug put that big of a hole in the side of that oil pan. I mean, that's a 1-inch wide hole, easy.
The battery. Let's get the battery. Oh shoot. I wonder if that's under warranty.
Watch that GoPro.
Whoa, Nelly. Yeah, it's hot. Oh, also, we need to get these off it.
Man, someone really should have brought a fire extinguisher.
We killed it a little bit sooner than I thought, which is cool, but I kind of really wanted to see this thing go up catastrophically.
It's funny you should say that.
I I don't even really want to ask. I say just go get it.
I'll get it.
All right. Look, it's Braveheart. So then the Marines get called in with Big Bertha.
We decided we would let Chuck shoot that. You know, the Marines don't get a whole lot of stuff. So you kind of feel bad for them. Us Army guys, we do most of the damage, so we felt bad for them. Chuck, you can blow it up if you want. We'll let you do that. You're welcome.
How you feeling, Chuck?
Good.
Yeah? Ever blown up an engine before?
That's highly classified.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Can you tell us the country?
Started with an A, ended with an A.
Am I okay? What? Something flashed right by my head. It could have been half the block. It turned out it was a bug, but it was a big bug. You should have seen it. I'm okay. I think everybody else was. I didn't really stop to check on them. They're all right, but yeah, big explosion.
Looked like he dropped off a jug of his breakfast cereal or something. Next thing we know, that engine's 6 feet away from where it was sitting.
Oh, man! How many rounds does it take to kill an engine? Well, the world may never know.
It definitely cleared your weeds.
So what was on the left is now on the right, and what was on the right is now on the left.
Wait, so it was right here?
It was here, and the flex plate was facing this way.
So it went up.
Yeah, it spun it. It blew it up and twisted.
And this tree was all the way over to here, right? I mean, wasn't the stump sitting this whole way?
Oh, whoa. Yeah, this it gets better. Look at that.
Is it a diesel now? It doesn't have spark plugs anymore.
No.
Look at that.
Look how bent the tree's back too.
There you go. That should be a souvenir for Chuck.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, Chuck.
Here, we'll put a key ring in that for you. Here's what you did, Ethan.
Yay.
Oh.
Oh, it spun it around. It blew it up and over. So the harmonic balancer's on this side now.
There were two giant holes where you could see the cylinders.
I mean, there's really no diagnosing here. It just...
It was just laid on the ground.
Was it hooked onto the water pump?
Yeah, that energy, like Chuck was saying, it blew the front seal smooth out of the thing. It blasted and all that pressure just...
Hey, didn't he say something about it wouldn't hold oil? Wouldn't hold oil, wouldn't hold coolant, wouldn't hold fuel.
For sale, 1305. Ran a little hot once. No low balls, I know what I've got.
Amazing to me too that this is all that it did, considering it picked it up and spun it 180 degrees in the air, dropped it back down, moved it 3 feet away, 4 feet away, about 6 feet away from where it was, and that's all it did. I mean, it's still a lot of damage, don't get me wrong, but...
So when the force hit it, something slowed it down, but we were sitting on top of the log. That it could not move. It was the weight of what the engine was that did that destruction to the block itself. Yeah. It's just amazing how much expansion took place at such a rapid rate.
Right.
Couldn't get out of its own way, so to speak. Next time we use 30 pounds of tannerite. Yeah.
Are you serious? Okay. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Guys, it's time.
Question of that.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
With all the excitement going on, we look around and there goes Ethan.
He's having a baby.
That was my truck.
Hey guys, sorry I had to run off at the end there, but you know how it is. Something important came up.
Next week on Diesel Masters, we're going up at night for science.
This time, I brought a fire extinguisher.
Oh, yeah.